In honor of her cinematic directorial debut, I want to talk about Annie Baker's most critically acclaimed play, a play that people actually walked out of when it first premiered off-Broadway. Now, the flick was presented at Playwrights Horizons in 2014, where it won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama after winning the Susan Blackburn Prize in 2013. The show follows three underpaid employees working at a rundown movie theater in central Massachusetts. They're working with one of the last 35mm projectors in the state, and we see how the world changes in this fast-paced environment, with the rise of digital projection in the summer of 2012. Now, the flick is also 3 hours long, and the characters spend most of their time sweeping popcorn off the stage, so some might say it's a little boring. So boring, in fact, that people actually left during the show, so their artistic director was prompted to send the following letter to their subscribers, explaining why they decided to program the play, and also acknowledging that they didn't really think it was going to be this polarizing. They considered cutting certain sections to make it a little bit more accessible, but every elongated silence felt necessary to the play. And Annie actually responded to people's concerns, saying, "I'm just trying to accurately portray the people who live in the movie theater inside my head, and I guess there's a lot of moments of not talking in that movie theater inside my head. All the walking and sweeping and mopping and dustpan banging, there's a whole symphony happening, but I wouldn't call that silence. I think there's actually very little actual silence in this play." Honestly, the flick is one of my favorite plays of all time, so I'm a little biased here, but the show is all about its pace. You're watching three characters that don't necessarily fit the mold of American cinema, cleaning up the theater when the audience leaves and the screening is over. And you're sort of coerced to sit with them, like you have to watch their story unfold because their story can be found anywhere. And within these pockets of silence, new worlds can emerge, where the mundane suddenly becomes transcendental, and so much more. Now, the flick is considered to be the third greatest American play in the past 25 years, according to the New York Times, and The Guardian ranked it fourth on its list of the best theatrical works since 2000. But some people really hated the original production, except our generation seems to really gravitate towards this one, mainly because we read the script before we saw it on stage, and it's so fascinating considering how we typically resist anything longer than 90 minutes, but the flick is the exception. I think that's really cool, but I also wonder why. And of course I have my own thoughts, but I want to hear yours.